Students of Success, Dr. Mike here. Today we're going to talk about becoming before the doing, which seems pretty evident whenever you think about it. You have to be able to be something before you can do something. Here's the problem. Too many people want to focus on the how before they focus on the who. What do we mean by that? You've got to be able to develop yourself, your mindset, certain traits and characteristics before you worry about the how. Becoming the person, the who, entails developing the necessary mindset, habits, characteristics, that align with your desired outcome. We have to be able to cultivate traits such as these three things I'm going to talk about today: discipline, resilience, and self-awareness. Now, imagine if you were baking a cake and you didn't know anything about baking, but you had a recipe that was, laid out for you. So you had the how. But in the recipe, it just says add eggs to the batter. Well, you don't know any difference on how to add those. So you go ahead and you cook the eggs before you put them into the batter, because the who doesn't know anything about cooking. You just had the how. But the how was so, the details weren't so specific. It would turn out to be a disaster. So understanding things and becoming the person first is so important. We're going to talk today specifically about your health, because this is where a lot of people fail. They go out and they set up and they try to find the how. They'll go out and they'll do some research on diet plans and workouts. And I've talked about this before. They will make things so complicated, do so much research, listen to so many videos and people. They have the how down. And I'm not saying that the how doesn't work. The how definitely will work. But the who is not developed, because what will happen is those great plans will fall to the side as soon as it gets to that point when especially discipline is involved. So basically, the first thing we're going to talk about on three things is discipline. And I've talked about discipline over and over and over again in my videos about how important it is. Because whenever you are undertaking, especially health goals, there are going to be a ton of times, which is about 90% of the time, when you're not going to feel like doing the things that need to be done. This is where people fail. This is where they quit. They have all the how is completely aligned. They've got schedules, they've got times, they've got routines, they got everything down. But they don't, the person that they need to be, that mindset is not there to be able to get them through the how. The who has not been developed. So we have to start out very slowly developing the self-discipline. That's why I always try to start people and say, give me push-ups every morning. And people will tell me, clients will say, well, that's too simple. Don't tell me it's too simple, because by day 7, if you make it that far, you're probably going to quit. Because I've had somebody, a family member, that wanted to go into like high level sports. And I said, okay, they've been bugging me forever about working with their kid. I had him sit down with me and I said, here's what we're going to do. And he was expecting some big routine, I said, every day I made him do push-ups for me and show me he could do 15 push-ups. So I said, okay, I want you to do, I probably set the goal a little too high for him. I said, but he was in a high level program. I said, I want you to do 500 push-ups every day. And I don't care how far in the day it is. You could spread it out from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to bed. I want you to take that 500 and divide it up by the number that you can do, 15, which was like 30 something sets. 15 push-ups. So you could do 15 of those sets in the morning time, 15 in the evening, throughout the day, put them in there. That did not last, I believe, 2 or 3 days, if it even lasted one. So, what am I saying? If you don't have the discipline to be able to do the small things, you're never going to be able to do the big things. And the same thing occurs within our careers as well. And we're going to school and education. It's those tiny little things, especially in my classes when I'm teaching people, when they're turning a paper or something, I'll have students that will not put their name on a paper. And I know that seems trivial if they do the work, because I'll be like, but listen, if you're in your career and you are told to put together a report and you don't put your name on it, which may seem minute to you, the boss is going to be like, wow, if this person can't even put their name on this report, how in the heck am I going to entrust them to do something big for this company? So we have to have those little tiny disciplines. The next one is resilience. Regardless of what great plans we have, and even if we become the right person, we get those disciplines down, life is going to get in the way. It's a guarantee. Life will get in the way. The question is, when life does get in the way, how easily can you bounce back? Because there are going to be plateaus, there are going to be cravings, there are going to be missed workouts. There's also going to be injuries. We're going to be sore from time to time. How resilient are you? Are you the type of person that's going to be able to break through those barriers and be able to keep going whenever something like that happens? You're going to get a phone call from somebody. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. I hear the excuses all the time. Well, we had to go to this place, or they were on a trip. It doesn't matter. If you're on a trip and you're in a hotel or whatever and you need to do your push-ups to be able to get through, go in the bathroom. Get them done. Don't tell me excuses, because everybody has the same things happening to them. The ones that are successful are the ones that are resilient and can overcome them. And the third thing is self-awareness. We need to be able to understand what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, specifically whenever we do that SWOT analysis. We need to be able to understand what our triggers are, what our habits are, patterns, different things that we need to really sit back and become self-aware of who we are. The who. I can't stress, the who is about 90% of success. The how is 1%. Because the how is out there. If you went onto the computer right now, you could find out how to lose weight, how to gain muscle, how to the right certifications, the different career paths, the how to make relationships better. That how is all out there. But it'll only work if the who is developed. So, before diving into losing weight, specifically on this, you've got to be able to focus and build the who. So that's the main takeaway. And not only is that important there, because when I talk about there's only so many tomorrows, life is not about reaching a destination, reaching a goal. Tony Robbins talks a lot about this. It's about who are we becoming along the journey, in the process. What type of a person are we becoming? Because if we start to become that person that can achieve those goals, then we can achieve any goal. It's like just line them up. Because if you get through something, when you achieve your goal, when you get to the end, you have to be able to set up something else. And then we have to set something else up. And if you become the person that can get through those things, your achievements and your victories will just keep stacking and stacking and stacking on top of each other. So if there's any takeaway from all of this, and I talk a lot about focusing on who you are. Develop the who so you can enact the how that's out there. There's tons of information, but we need personal development to be able to get through those things. So go out, live your best life today. There's only so many tomorrows, and become that person. Take care, guys.